The world, the kingdom, tougheth violence, and the violence shall take it by force. If we can't live in peace, then let's die in peace.
We're all ready to go. If you tell us we have to give our lives now, we're ready. I'm pretty sure all the rest of the brothers are with me.
For months I've tried to keep this thing from happening.
You're going to help yourself, but you'll get no help. There's only one hope of glory. That's within you. Nobody's going to come out of the sky. There's no heaven up there. We'll have to make heaven down here.
Jim Jones, the rise and fall of a charismatic cult leader. Hello everyone, golden ticket to history here. In the echoes of history, few figures are as chilling and enigmatic as Jim Jones, the leader of the People's Temple. From humble beginnings to the horrifying climax of the JONESTOWN Massacre, Jim Jones captivated the world with his charisma and cunning. Join us as we delve into the captivating story of one of the most infamous cult leaders in history. Jim Jones was born on May 13, 1931, in rural Indiana. Raised in a dysfunctional household, Jones developed an early interest in religion and social justice. After attending a charismatic church in his youth, he became enthralled with the power of faith and the idea of creating a utopian community. In 1955, Jones founded the People's Temple, a racially integrated church that preached a message of equality and social justice. His charismatic preaching and purported faith-healing abilities quickly attracted a devoted following, and the People's Temple began to expand rapidly. As Jonas' influence grew, so too did his paranoia and authoritarianism. He established a compound in California, where his followers lived communally, cut off from the outside world. Dissent was not tolerated, and those who questioned Jonas' authority were subjected to public humiliation and psychological manipulation. In the 1970s, allegations of abuse and corruption within the People's Temple began to surface, prompting an investigation by the media and government agencies. Rather than face scrutiny, Jones relocated his followers to a remote jungle in Guyana, South America, where he promised to build a utopian community free from persecution. Life in Jonestown, as the settlement came to be known, was anything but idyllic. Conditions were harsh, and Jonas' grip on his followers grew increasingly tyrannical. Armed guards patrolled the compound, and dissenters were subjected to torture and indoctrination. As the situation in Jonestown deteriorated, so too did Jonas' mental state. Convinced that the world was on the brink of apocalypse, he ordered his followers to drink a cyanide-laced fruit punch in a horrific act of mass suicide. On November 18, 1978, over 900 people, including children, perished in what became known as the Jonestown Massacre. The events of Jonestown sent shockwaves around the world, and led to widespread condemnation of cults and their leaders. Jim Jonas' legacy remains one of tragedy and horror, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and blind devotion. In the aftermath of the massacre, authorities launched investigations into the People's Temple and its activities. Survivors of Jonestown struggled to come to terms with their experiences, grappling with trauma and survivors' guilt. Today, the ruins of Jonestown stand as a haunting reminder of the dark legacy of Jim Jones and the People's Temple. The story of Jonestown serves as a stark warning against the dangers of charismatic leaders who exploit the vulnerabilities of their followers for their own nefarious ends. Jim Jonas' rise to power and the tragic downfall of the People's Temple serve as a sobering reminder of the dangers of blind devotion and unchecked authority. As we reflect on this dark chapter in history, let us never forget the lessons learned from the horrors of Jonestown. If you liked this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more. As always, continue to look for the history in film.
Dishonest, and I'm sure that they'll pay for it. They'll pay for it. This is a revolutionary suicide. This is not a self-destructive suicide. So they'll pay for this. They brought this upon us, and they'll pay for that. I leave that destiny to them. I want to go. I want to see you go, though. They can take me and do with me whatever they want to do. I want to see you go. I don't want to see you go through this hell no more. No more, no more, no more.